In this video, we will build our first AI agent, and I will walk you through step-by-step setup process, and then I will show you how to connect different tools. And we will start from the very basics. And by the end of this video, you will have fully functional AI agent working on its own. So let's start without any delay. So first off, if you are not familiar with N8N is a low-code, no-code, cloud-based platform to build automated workflows and AI agents. And N8N has a drag and drop interface. So we just drag few nodes together and that makes a complete workflow. And here we have 14 days free trial without any credit card or anything. You can just sign up using your email and explore the platform and build few AI agents for completely free. And then we have monthly plans starting from $24 per month. While cloud subscriptions are totally worth the investment. But the beauty of N8N is open source. So you can host it on your own server like Hostinger, LS.io or even DigitalOcean. And you can even host it on your local machine for completely free. And if you want to host N8N on your local machine, do check out the previous video on this channel. Now click here on Create Workflow. This is the editor where we have to connect different nodes to build a workflow. Now just click on Add First Step. And here we have number of different triggers. A trigger is a step that starts your workflow. And here we have manual trigger. We have on app event, on a schedule, on webhook call, on form submission, and when executed by another workflow. We have number of different triggers here. But for this case, we are using on chat message. So just click on chat message receive. And now we have this window open. And we will configure the chat trigger in a minute. But first, let's go back to the canvas. And here we have the first building block of our AI agent. And we call that a node. Now, all the triggers, apps, integration, and anything you see here is called a node. And if you want to learn in detail about triggers and node, you can watch the previous video on this channel, in which I have explained the N8N dashboard in detail, covering triggers and all the nodes we have in N8N. And I will also add the link in the description of this video, so you can refer to that video. Now we can see this trigger fires when a chat message is received. And here we have a chat box in the corner. We write messages here and this workflow will execute. So this is our trigger setup. And now we have to add the next step. Now click on add next step and we have this nodes panel open. And we have different categories here. AI, action in the app, data transformation, flow. We have action in the app. This is all about something happening in the external app like Airtable, Gmail, etc. And then we have the code node. We have the code node here. We have HTTP request. We have webhook. Now code node, we can run custom JavaScript or Python functions here to manipulate data. Then we have flow nodes. We have if node. We have merge node. But for now, we are concerned with AI nodes. And we have all the different AI models here like Anthropic, Google Gemini, and OpenAI. And we have all the different LLMs here. Then we have basic LLM chain. We have the information extractor. Then we have question and answer chain, sentiment analysis. But for our use case, we need the AI agent node here. So just click on that. And here we have this window open. Let me expand it a little bit. So now this is our AI agent. And this AI agent requires some sort of input. So we have the source for the prompt. And what we did is we have connected a chat trigger as an input. So everything we send in a chat message will be a input for this AI agent. Then we have the user message. So that is also the same. And then we have required specific output format and enable fallback model. We will discuss these later. These are not necessary now. Then we have few more options like max iterations, return intermediate steps, or automatically passing binary images, batch processing, and enable streaming. But the most important is system message. Now a system prompt dictates the behavior of an AI agent. Now we are making just a general assistant, so we don't have to define its personality or behavior. But if you are making an AI agent for some specific use case like real estate, you have to give detailed instruction on how to handle real estate queries. So it will behave like a human real estate agent. But for now, we are moving forward with this prompt. But for now, let's go back to the canvas. And here we have this integration on our canvas. Here we have this static sign, which means this AI agent is not complete yet. and we have to integrate the brain of an AI agent. That can be some chat model. When we click on that chat model, all the LLMs like Anthropic model like Claude, Grok, Mistral, Hugging Face, all the different models are listed here. But we are going to use OpenAI for this use case. And now we have to connect the OpenAI credentials here. So just click on create new credentials, and we have to fetch the API key. So let's go to platform.openai.com and just sign in with your email and go to settings or just search for API key here. So let me write the API keys here and search for the API keys. So now click on create new secret key and then name it something useful, and I will name it Anatan demo, and then select the project as a default project and create secret key. And now we have this long token here. Just copy that and paste that into the Anatan and just click on save, and here we have connection tested successfully. So, and now we just go back to the canvas and test this agent. So I will just send something like hi, and here our workflow is running. And then we have the response. Hello, how can I assist you today? And now if I click on this chat model, it is given us what are the inputs and what are the output against that input and how many tokens are being used. And we can select different models of ChatGPT here depending on the task we have. If we have image generation problem, you can use a model that is better in image generation. Or if you have a reasoning problem, you can select a model that is better in reasoning. And you can check the model specification for every model of OpenAI at OpenAI platform, or you can visit it by going platform.openai.com. Here we have models like ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT 5 mini, ChatGPT 5 nano, and we have deep research models. Then we have image generation, we have text to speech, and we have speech to text models, and we have all the different models listed here. So this is very good comparison. Here you will have idea of all models capabilities, costing, and other features. And we have few other websites like LM Arena, where you can find all the models available so far from providers like OpenAI, Claude, or even Gemini, or DeepSeek, and different other LLM providers. Now here we can actually compare their capabilities. For example, some models are better at text, some are better at development tasks like web dev, some are good at vision, and some are text to image models. And then we have some research models. So, and then moving even we have models for text to video, and then we have image to video models. And we have another great website that is called Vellum, and they have LLM leaderboard. This one gives us some pretty good insight. There are some models that are better at reasoning, some at math, and some are even coding. Then we have independent evaluations that are basically like which model is better at adaptive reasoning. Then we have fastest and most affordable models. And if we scroll down further, we can directly compare different models. Like we can compare ChatGPT 4.0 with Claude Sonnet 3.5. And you will, and if we even scroll down further, you will also find all the major models listed here with details on which ones are stronger in different areas. You can definitely go through this later. But for now, we'll move back to the canvas. So let's go back to the canvas here. And now let's just ask this AI agent, what is 2 plus 2? So I will just write this. What is 2 plus 2? And it says 2 plus 2 equals 4. So that is the right answers. And now I write add 5 into it and just hit enter. And what it says is, could you please clarify what you would like me to add 5 into? So this is what memory does. Now this agent does not hold any memory. It does not retain the previous context. And now we have to click on this plus icon under memory. So just click on that plus icon and we have this node panel open. So we have memories here. We have the simple memory. Then we have the databases like MongoDB, we have Postgres, and we can also integrate Supabase. And if you want to connect to databases, then we require credentials. We need to establish the connection. But for this particular tutorial, to make it beginner friendly, we are connecting it to simple memory, which is built in Anatan, and that is good enough. So just click on simple memory and we have this window open. Now, one thing about simple memory is A simple memory just holds the context for a workflow run. If you restart the browser or restart the anytime, it does not store the past instruction. So this is the one main disadvantage of a simple memory. And if you have a complex workflow, then you probably need to connect it to some sort of databases like MongoDB or Postgres. Now we are going to connect this memory to the chat trigger. And what it is storing is, it is storing a session ID. A session is a conversation we are having. And then we have the context window length. It tells us how many pass instruction can a model received as context. Now 5 is built in for it. Now if you want it to remember a bigger context, you can have a bigger number. And if you think a smaller context can do a job, do it. But for this video, 7 is good. We can make it 5, we can make it 7. It doesn't make much of a difference. Now simple memory has added to our AI agent. So let's go back to the canvas. And here we have this memory node. And now we just write an other query here. So I will just say add. Now add 3 plus 3, and what it says is, it says 3 plus 3 equals 6. Now add 4 into it, and what it says, adding 4 to 6 gives 10, and it has shown we have stored the 2 previous interactions. And now here it is showing us all the logs, what actions are performing, what are the inputs, and what are the output against that input. And we also have the system message and what human said and then what AI said. So these things will definitely get more complex depending on the use case. So but these are the building blocks. Now if we keep our workflow till this thing, this is not an AI agent. This is more like an LLM based chatbot. This is more like a generative AI. So but there is no action is being performed. So we cannot call it an AI agent as it does not have any tool. It does not perform any action. Now we are going to attach tool with it. And when to use which tool, it's all going to decided by the agent. And it is not going to be the rule based. Agent will decide itself when to behave like an chatbot and when to use the tools. And now we move toward the tools which make this workflow agenting component from LLM based chatbot. So just click on tools. Now if we have another workflow, we can add that workflow as a tool. Like if we have a workflow for error handling, that whenever something fails, that workflow gets triggered. We can also add custom script by writing JavaScript or Python. And then we have the HTTP request tool that are a bit complex because they exchange data between apps and website. And then we have the MCP client tool, which is Model Context Protocol. And I will not go into the detail of MCP right now, but I will definitely make a video on that. And then we have the vector stores if we want to store any information. And then we have the Agile CRM. Then we have Airtable tool. And then we have the Asana tool, the project management. And then we have the AWS tool. So we have number of different tools here. The one of the tool we want to integrate here is Gmail. So I will just search for Gmail here and just select Gmail tool. And now we have this interface open. So this is telling us whenever there is a message that is potentially connected to sending email, it's going to use that tool. And the reason I'm going to use Gmail is it's easily integratable. And other is I have the Gmail account. If you have an Outlook account, that is also there. And now we have to connect our credentials. So just click on create new credentials. And now I will use the or2 here. So just click on sign in with Google and just select your Google account. And now just give all the permission to make changes. And this is pretty seamless. There cannot be any hiccup. And there it goes green. So we have successfully set up our Gmail credentials. And now here it shows our credentials that we just set up. And in the tool description, we will just set it to set as automatically. And then we have the resource. So the resource should be the message because we want to send a message through our Gmail. So I will just select the message again. And then we have the operation. And we have the number of different operations here. Like we have the delete, we have the get, we have get many, we have mark as read, we have mark as unread. But what we are using here is send because we want to send an email. And if you want to like reply an email or if you want to read other email, you will have to integrate another Gmail tool because one tool can perform only one action. Now we have the to, subject and the body of the email. So and we cannot pass the fixed output to them because we do not want to send email to the same person every time. So we cannot fix that. Right now, I cannot dictate. Here we have two options. Accept the fixed output. We have the expressions and then these sparkles, which says let the model define the input. So what it does is, it is telling us our model or LLM will decide. In this case, our reasoning aspect will decide whom to send an email and what to send. Now, every email can be a separate email. Then we can also leave it to the model. So I will just leave subject to the model, and then we will select the email type to HTML, which is the better formatted one. And then we have the body of an email, which we also select as and let the model define. And now we have few advanced options, like we want to this email to CC someone or BCC someone, and we want to send some attachment with the mail. We also have some different options, like we can define the sender name. So I will just write my channel name here. So this is perfect. We have the Gmail tool completely set up, and now we just go back to the canvas, and here it is. Now we just give it some message like hello. So I will just type something simple like hello and just send it. And now here workflow is running, but this time it uses the chat model and the memory, but it does not use the Gmail tool. So now I will define the input something like, can you send an email to this email that you have a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Here we just using email keyword, which will help the agent to decide if the tool should be used or not. We also given it a complete email address in the correct format. So, but we did not give it subject or body. We just send a message in a natural language conversation. So I will just send an email, and this time it uses an Gmail tool. Perfect. Here we have the output. The output is the email has been sent to this email. So let's just open up the email, and here we have this email address. So let's open this email, and here we have the subject, which says the meeting reminder, and then we have the body. Here you have a meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Be prepared. And now I receive the email from Hasan Digital. This is the same email that we prompted in the user message. Now we have this little annotated signature here, which says this email was sent automatically with annotated, and we will remove that in a minute. So now let's go back to the annotated. Here it is. Just by giving a vague user message, we also did not define the system prompt or personality to the same agent, yet it's able to send an email successfully. Now we can make this prompt better. We can format it. We can dictate the agent behavior or personality. And on top of that, we can add the system prompt to this. And now we can add multiple tools to this agent. If you want to handle multiple cases with one agent. Now if we want to send message to our WhatsApp business, we can also connect it to, and it will respond to WhatsApp query instantly. So connect to WhatsApp business, search for WhatsApp, and here we need to set up the credentials. And for WhatsApp business, it's relatively tougher to connect compared to Gmail, and we need a business account ID and a permanent access token, which you then plug into another WhatsApp node and send or receive message. So it's relatively a tougher process. And in the next video, I will dive deep into the building an AI agent for WhatsApp business. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss when it drops. And if you still wants to connect this WhatsApp business account, and then we have the documentation in this WhatsApp node. So click on this WhatsApp node here, and we have this docs here. Each and everything clearly explained step by step. But for now, we just delete this connection, and we add some simpler tool here. So I will just click on tools, and I will search for Google Calendar here. Search for calendar, and here we are. So select this Google Calendar tool here, and now we have to set up the credentials here. So just click on create new credentials, and this is as simple as Gmail. So just click on sign in with Google, and now select the Google account you want to connect Anytime with. So I will just select my account, and now we have to give permissions to Anytime, and then click on continue, and here we are. Connection tested successfully. Now the tool description is set to automatically, and the resource should be the event, and the operation should be the create. We have to create an Google Calendar event, and now I will select my calendar here. So I will just select my Gmail, and now we have start and end time. We cannot predetermine it because we do not want it to be the rule based. Similarly, and here similarly we have the expression and let the model define this parameter, and here we just give it the let the model define. as we are not diving into the JSON format in this video. And then we have the reminder. We can select our own frequency of reminders or leave it to the model as well. And then we have some additional details down below. So just scroll here to add fields, and here we have details about attendees, color, or description. Then we have few more options related to permissions to the guest. So these are few other options. If you want to select any, you can. But for now, let's just go back to the canvas. And the main thing here is the time settings. So just click on these three dots and click on the settings. And here we have many other options. But for now, we just you can just select the time zone according to your region. We will make sure we have the right time for our calendar events. So just click on save, and now we will test this calendar tool. And here I will just send something like schedule an event for this date, and now I will just send it. And here it uses the calendar tool. It says the meeting event has been scheduled for 20th October 2025. So let's move over to the calendar and let's select the 20th, and here it is. And here we have the calendar event. So let's go back to the canvas, and now we have created our first AI agent, and we will test it by sending an email, and we have already scheduled an event. So now let's give it a proper final run, and I will just send a query here, send an email to this, and also schedule an event for 20th October. So I will just send this message, and here our workflow is running, and this time it uses both tools. It uses the email tool, and it also uses the Google Calendar tool. And what it says is the email has sent me to this email, and then we have the body, and additionally the meeting event has been scheduled. So let's go over to the calendar first. And here we had the meeting event scheduled for 20th October. And let's open up the Gmail, and here we have the email. Perfect. But here we have this annotate attribution. So let's turn this off. So let's go back to the canvas and open Gmail node and click on additional settings and append annotate attribution and turn this off. And let's go back to the canvas. I will just say send email again. Let's go back, and I think I have to refresh it. So let's refresh it quickly. And here we have the email. Annotate attribution is gone. So this is perfect. So that's it, guys. We have built a complete AI agent from start to finish and tested it end to end. But let's move to some real life use cases. So I will just save this workflow here, and then we have to publish it. So just publish this workflow. And now we have to move to the chat message trigger, and just click on make that chat public. And now here we have the logs. We can see all the activity here. We can check the model behavior from looking at this. If some actions are unadvisable, we can put in guardrail in our system prompt. And then we have this chat URL. And then we have the mode. We have the hosted chat and we have the embed chat. So the important thing is you can embed this chat into your website or any other web page, or you can call this workflow from another website by using webhook. But for this case, we are just using a hosted chat, and then we have the basic authentication. So for this case, we will just set it to none, and then we have the initial message. So I will just change its name to Hassan, and perfect. And now just copy their chat URL and paste it into the new tab. And here we have the ended and hosted page is open. Now we can chat with our agent through this page. Now I will just write something simple like hello, and agent replies is hello, how can I assist you? Then I will paste another message, send an email to this Gmail and inform them about meeting reschedule, and the email has been sent successfully. So let's just move over to the email and refresh the Gmail, and here we are, the meeting has been rescheduled. So meeting rescheduled, the meeting is rescheduled to 7 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. Let's go back to the NNN. Now, so this was just an interface that we can use. So this is the built-in UI that we can integrate as an API endpoint, and we can integrate in the Slack, we can integrate in WhatsApp, we can integrate in our website, and but we have to set up the credentials, and those credentials are not as easy as Gmail or Calendar, but definitely nothing out of reach. And don't worry, I will be guiding you through each step in the next videos. We will be covering Slack credentials, WhatsApp credentials. We will embed this chatbot into our website, and this is just a beginning. The more you explore, the more you interact with it, the more you figure it out, the more it is useful. And that's it. Our first AI agent in N10 is alive and working. We just give it some basic prompt and it handles multiple tasks back to back. And this is just a starting. Once we start attaching more tools to it, feels more like a teammate and less like a tool. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next deep dive. And if you have any ideas or suggestion for this channel, if you want me to cover any other topics related to AI, drop them into the comments. Thank you for watching and I will catch you in the next one.